how to create this adorable cherry centerpiece. My name's Kaylee with Pop Pop Balloon. Let's get into it. Recently, a client sent me some inspiration for a cherry centerpiece, so that is what we are recreating today. I'm going to start by gluing my balloon stand together. Now, I got this from Bargain Balloons. I don't know if they still have it. This isn't my absolute favorite thing to use, but it does work well, and I do not plan on returning for these, so this is something the customer can keep. This also doesn't have much weight to it, so what I'm going to do is blow up 4 little baby water balloons and take and twist around the base just to give it a little extra weight to it. And then I'm also going to add weight into each one of these bottom balloons here, and let me show you how. So all the balloons here on the base, so all 8 of these are actually double stuffed, and these bottom ones are triple stuffed. The reason is because I like to put a water balloon in the bottom of each one of these base ones, just these four like off-white ones. And this is to just help give it even more stability. It's gonna keep everything nice and grounded, and it keeps it a little bit more even, because even though we have weight on this, it's still not enough. And this allows us to add a lot more weight without affecting like how it sits.
So I'm going to take my balloons over to my water faucet that has a way too big of a faucet, but I'm going to take those 2 inside ones. You don't really need to worry about the outside one. I'm going to stretch it over the faucet, and I'm going to fill it with water. I'm going to fill this to about the size of like a small lemon, and then I'm going to take it off. I'm going to pull the outside balloons down. Just the inside one I'm going to tie off, and then I'm going to kind of like shake it so that that inside balloon just drops down, and all I have to do is work with those double stuffed balloons now.
Once I have all 4 of my bottom balloons, I'm going to go ahead and inflate these to a 6-inch size.
For this, I'm going to blow them up individually and tie them off one by one and then tie them together. It's because I just don't want to lose any air while I'm tying these. The water just kind of makes it a little bit funky. So do your pairs and then twist them together like this. Here is my base.
Now for my next row, I'm going to want a little bit of a darker red. So I actually put a deep red inside of a classic red. I'm gonna blow these up to a 4.5. Now usually you would just take these and you would wrap them around your stick just like I did with my little water weights here, but because I am really conscious of how this kind of tends to tip your pole, so let me show you. If I put this on here and I wrap it around, see how that's kind of moving? Okay, I got it a little bit straight, but if I put the second one on, it like starts to tip it over a little too much. So what I'm gonna do to combat that, oh gosh, is that instead of wrapping my second one around, I am going to tie the necks of this one to that one so that I can simply just push it over, but it's still attached. So let me show you what that looks like. And now it's attached to the base, but I don't have to actually wrap it around, which keeps my pole nice and straight instead of just like starting to get wonky. Now that my base is done, we're gonna go ahead and work on the top. Right now we're gonna use a bubble balloon and an 18-inch white sand for this. And what you're gonna do is you are going to get this stretched out first. Now I already pre-stretched my bubble balloon, so all I need to do is put this inside and get it to the right size. So I'm just gonna take a stuffing stick, stuff this inside of my bubble, and get her ballooned up. Now I'm gonna eyeball this to try to make sure it's the same size, but you could use a sizer, you could use a digital sizer, you could also just like put 2 items close together and then use that as a sizer. So I'm gonna tie off my latex balloon. I'm not gonna really worry about the bubble. I'm just gonna let it sit there, and then I'm going to attach it to our little cone. See it? I'm going to pull it through and just get it so that that little knot is up underneath that piece right there. And then I'm going to wrap it around again. There we go. That is what it looks like. And then I can take this and simply slide it onto the top. So next we're gonna make these little green things to cover our little holder cone here. And to do that, I'm gonna be using Decomex's Luster Green. I like these because they're 5 inches blow up, like a little extra big. So I'm gonna put some air in it, and then I'm amount out, like a lot out. I'm gonna tie it. So this is at the end, and then I'm gonna squeeze it. I'm going to, one bubble, twist it. I'm gonna hold that with this hand. I'm gonna do another bubble, twist it, wrap it around, and then I'm going to take the tail and I'm just going to pull it down and wrap it around here. Gives me 3. And then I can take this and I can go around one of these little, like, I don't know, bars. So I'm gonna go around one of the bars and then back onto itself and simply just wrap that tail around, and it'll keep it up nice and tight. And then I'm gonna do that 2 more times to cover this entire cone. So next thing I'm gonna do is attach this little cherry thing here to the middle. Now, a lot of times I would just make this, but I found this at Hobby Lobby. It's just a cute little keychain. So I decided this time I'm just gonna add this, and then they get to keep it as a little keychain. I'm just gonna take this big part off, but it still has the cute little clasp on it, so they can actually use it after the event. So I'm gonna use a little piece of packing tape to connect that, and then I will go over it with a green ribbon that I of course forgot to bring up here, but that is something that is going to go on. Now that we got the balloon part done, we're gonna go back and we're gonna add our cherries in. We're gonna add our little pearls that we have up here and our little pearls that we have down here as well. And I attached those pearls using a hot glue gun. The cherries are just a clear back sticker that I purchased that I'm able to just peel off and place on the balloons.
Now this part may look easy, but I'm telling you, when you have a balloon that has no weight to it, it is very hard to stick things on because it just wants to move on you constantly. It's the same with the pearls, but something about these stickers, because you have to press them on so much, just keep at it. Trust me, it's gonna drive you crazy a little bit, but it's totally worth it.
Now that my cherries are on, I'm gonna go through with my flat backed pearls. I got these at Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to take them. You'll see the back of them is completely flat, which means they sit perfectly on my balloons, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of hot glue and glue them on. First, I'm just gonna clean my balloon off because it's got a ton of debris on it because it's so staticky right now. Now, the way I found that I like to do this is I like to take my painter's tape, and I will grab one of the pearls with it, just like that. So I'll have them laying out. I'll try to get them facing the right way, so whenever I have one like that, I will just grab it with my painter's tape really quick, put a little bead of hot glue on it, we have right there, and then I will just press it on, and it'll stick right to the balloon.
So this is a bit of a slow process, but I was doing this without this little tape trick at first, and it was way slower. This speeds it up quite a bit. And once you're done with the beads, you can take this tape and go back and go over your balloons and just get any like little strings from the hot glue off, which you're definitely gonna have. So make sure you go over it and you just get those off really quick.
And then I'm gonna do it the exact same way for the top. I'm gonna get my little bead, a little bit of glue on it, and simply press it on. Okay, so now we've got all of our pearls on, all of our cherries. I went back and added some pearls to the balloon stand, and then we have our little ribbon on our cherry here. And there we go. There is the final look for our cherry centerpiece.